Hello, everyone, once again. Um, let's start a very important topic. It's important, especially at the stage you are at the moment, when you find out for yourself, is it suitable for you to be startup founders? And let's talk more about it. What unit consists of to be a good startup founder, and what waiting you ahead. Okay. What is a startup? By the way, during the lecture, you all can type your answers, your questions. It's totally okay. I think I will interact with some of them uh, when it would be needed. Okay. So by Steve Blank, it's defined as a startup is a temporary organization designed to search for a repeatable and scalable business model. And let's look what exactly means this phrase. By temporary organization, we mean the goal, which is to find a working model and move from search to execution. It's about your company. By search for, we mean uh, researching unstoppable, uh, unstoppably continuing researches about your business model, about your market, your final customers, about what you are doing, and also what you are not doing, and for what reasons. Repeatable means new customers can be acquired through the same model. Means no need for you to build new features, new product stages for to acquire new markets, new regions. It is your product, which is in core of your product is a simple idea, and it works whether you are in Uzbekistan or you go outside Kazakhstan in the region, or maybe you go to Europe. So it's about repeatableness. And scalable means it can grow without resources growing proportionally. So you can scale by the a lot of ways, and it doesn't mean it needs money, because any business, we live in such world where anything that need to be grown needs more resources. First, in the first place is money in the conventional business or in a startup, whether it's small, whether it's big, it's always requires money. But the question is, what else do we need? What blockers we have, or what barriers there are to acquire more of the market? Okay, so by Eric Rice, what is a startup? It's a human institution designed to create a new product or service under conditions of extreme uncertainty. So what does it mean? Here, a human institution means a startup is more than a product or technology. It's people organized around creating something new. That's the reason why we always include the team, the key team members in our pitch presentations, in our decks, when we showing what we are building. We'll always show who builds the product. It's very crucial. New product or service means innovation, but it's not always about a new technology. You don't, there's no need to invent new bicycle because innovation doesn't mean exactly this. And extreme uncertainty means we don't yet know what will work. Customer, problem, solution, or business model. Uh, it's totally unpredictable. You need to be always prepared for something um, unknown on the market, on inside your product, outside of your um area of your solution. You always need to be prepared. Always need to do researches. Not the first research you do when you are deciding how you want to solve the problem on the market, but you do it constantly on every stage of your product, of your business organization. Okay. So here is how it looks like. What makes a startup a startup? Okay. Let's have a little quiz here. Let's decide whether it is a startup, the case, or it is not. We'll take in first place we take AI agency. The company calls itself an AI startup. It builds custom AI solutions for each corporate client and generates $1 million in revenue. Do we call him a startup? Okay. Any
It's a service
answers?
company. It's a service
I
company,
think
right?
it's a
Yeah.
company because it is not doing some kind of. It's like building different kind of solutions for each company, not same for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
cannot scale
Good.
if can it scale, the question, right?
It's better
Without,
to ask
yeah.
what exact blockers you have in order to scale this company, whether it is product or company. Um,
Like
the thing is,
human resources, right? Like
yes, it,
if you are
yes,
getting more
yes,
clients, you need more humans to serve them.
yes, just the human resources. Also, human means a lot of space you need. It means you need to open new branches or in order to cover more area, new regions, new countries, you need uh, when you are opening new branches, it's a lot of paperwork and etc. So it's probably it's not a startup. So maybe there is some more questions we need to ask, but in the big picture, it's not a startup. Venture-backed restaurant, a dark kitchen chain, has raised 8 million in venture capital and is rapidly opening new locations. The technology is standard, and the unit economics of each new location are almost identical. So do we consider him as a startup or do we not? Okay, the Orbeck thinks no. Um, okay, here is a catch. Restaurant means not only the human resources as in the case before, but also a lot of supply chain and storage and dealing with products. So in in common, it's not a business model that you are scaling. You are scaling a structure, but you are not scaling the business model itself. Like the restaurant itself, it's more about brand you are scaling. It's a much more complicated case than just a startup. So you can scale the business model itself on different restaurant owners, on different places, and deliver the same model for everyone. So that way, it would be considered as a startup. But if you are scaling the restaurant and it has own brand, it has own concept, and you are scaling, not a startup, this way. Okay, B2B fintech. The company has already acquired 10 large clients, each paying $100K per year. However, onboarding each new client takes 6 months and requires 20 employees. Who is this company? How do we call it?
Well, I don't know. I think we cannot call it kind of a startup since it acquired 10 large clients and trying to be a monopoly. What the Rockefeller did. I don't know. I think this is not a startup. I think.
Not a startup, but can you clarify exact reason why?
This is a company, I would say, a company, a huge company. Like it tries to acquire 10 large clients. Like, is the acqui-hire or what? Each paying 100K per year.
Okay.
Well,
okay. Let's put it this way. The startup does not mean it has cheap paying checks per client, or it doesn't mean you don't have large clients at all. For example, why we consider a let's take OpenAI. Okay, let it be OpenAI. They are also considered a startup, but they are. Let me say it this way: any business, conventional or not, is it digital or not, they can claim they are a startup, because startup, it's not like whether you are a business or you are a startup. You can be a business and a startup. Startup is the way you deal with your product. It is a type of your how you deal with your business model, with your clients, how your strategy works. And you can be a startup in this case, whether it is a lot of employees and you have a very expensive check per client per year. It is if it's scalable, if it's solving the problem the way the startup should work, then we consider it as a startup. Okay, bootstrapped software company. The company has never raised external funding. In 3 years, it grew from 0 to $10 million ARR, selling the same standardized software product globally.
Yes,
Okay,
it is a startup.
Yeah, it should be easy because it's most common picture of a startup.
Yes.
We see, I mean, the successful cases are look like this case. So yes, it is a startup.
So for the previous one, where every new client requires 20 plus employees, if it's not proportionally how do you say it? Like you said previously, like if we are increasing proportionally the number of, let's say, human efforts involved, then it's not a startup, right? If we're increasing it proportionally, like for example, if it's a consulting, then you need more people to be involved to serve more clients. In the third example, 20 employees compared to what? So I think I am not sure about this part, because at least from what you were saying, is that if it's proportional, then it's not a startup. If it's like with less input, you can get more output, then it's a startup, right?
Yes. Okay. Very good point. Very good point, Munira. I give you a medal star for this comment. Okay, we can consider it. We still can consider it as a startup, but it has not found a scalable model yet. It will. I mean, if it's a good startup and there is a good strategic founders, the catch is um, uh, 20 employees means a very, very, very bad model for scaling. But there is many ways to deal with it and to how to say to there is ways to uh, make it possible without involving 20 employees later for this B2B fintech startup. The comment is right. Your comment about at the moment, it's like it's tricky. We can say it's a startup. We can define it as just a conventional business, but B2B in fintech. The thing with AI agency, it's in first place is agency, and there is no real ways to make agency fully yet. I think it's about the technology, but it's not about the strategy of the product to make it fully not relying on human resources.
From our mini demo day, because I really want to keep this as practical as possible. I remember one of your comments was that you guys felt that there was not enough understanding of what startup is, or founder's mindset. Can you give an example of a startup, or the pitch that we had? Obviously not naming people, but just saying like, okay, that was not a startup, or we haven't come to a point where you would say, if like I would basically, I would really encourage you to give us examples from the mini demo day, where you can also say, or this was something that we could have improved next time around.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Actually, the cases on our mini was pretty good. I say my I saw a lot of let's say potholes in the product itself, but not in the way they are making a startup. So also we didn't see every founder, we didn't see every pitch, so it would be better for us to maybe consider others. We can go through other pitch decks later, and then maybe give some comments on exactly what is it a startup, or you need to do some changes in strategy and positioning.
Thank you.
Yes, startup. As we talked about it on those slide, it doesn't mean just a small business. But here is some points you need to consider. Traditional business executes a known model. Startup searches for a model. Startup is a lot of researching. It's about researching every step, every your step. Even if it's successful, you do more researches about why it is successful. Demand relatively understood in the traditional business. Whether a startup works with such demand, which is uncertain. Economics in traditional business relatively predictable. That's why also the capitalization of traditional businesses is way lower, and the multipliers are also lower because the traditional business, the economics they are working on, it's very predictable, and its weight of their economy is very low. But it means stability. In the case of the startups, economy is always unstable and less predictable, and it's always testing, always moving around. So that's why it has so big multipliers, and why investors are investing in the earlier the stage is, the more uncertain, more risky the startup's economics and business model is, because it's not tested yet, or it's not tested enough to be so certain and sure. Traditional business has a linear growth, and the startup seeks scalable growth. Also, there is optimization that traditional business requires the most, but startups requires discovery of new clients, of new markets, of new features that would rely or that would be good addition to your main core product. Also, this scheme, it doesn't mean the startups doesn't need optimization or linear growth, or to seek for predictable economics. It means it's more about priorities, where the startup has priorities in researches, in risks, and etc. Whether when the traditional business is more relying on stable growth, but both can be in some way can be related to each other.
Can I have questions? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes, sure.
yeah, and I hope everyone will do the same. I mean, if you guys have questions, please ask. So for a startup searches for a model, if a startup is not unique, so basically there is a similar product, and most likely there is a similar product, and they are relying on the same business model that the other similar startup is using. Can you still say that we, for example, as a startup, should search for it, or we can just say, oh, similar companies doing this, so we can apply the same business model?
No, as I said, you can relate to the first column also as a startup, but not in every way. I mean, if you if you didn't search your own way of dealing with a problem or own model, and you execute as with tested, known model that works in a big companies or small companies around the world. It doesn't mean you are not a startup, but your value as a startups a little bit drops in the eyes of venture investors, in the eyes of venture market, investment market. It means a lot of things. For example, you're dealing with your clients in the way other startups or big companies, big tech are also dealing. It means you are working with client who can easily switch from your product to another because it offers exactly the same solution as you. So it means some risks that you can probably, it depends on the product, of course, or on the market, on this problem. You could avoid if you change your model, if you add some extras, and maybe you have something that no one else yet can propose to your client. But if you are not doing so, it means a lot of risks to your investors, to your board, and it be considered always.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
I also have a question. Can I?
Yes.
Yeah. So Abdumalik, you say that like the startup should be scalable, right? It's like first, maybe you can tell us a couple questions that we can ask ourselves, and like if the startup or the company, the small business, doesn't answer these questions, so it means there is not a startup, you cannot get money from the venture. So is it like playbook maybe? Because I was thinking, okay, if I have a business, it's service based, okay, maybe let's say the plumbing or something. It means the venture investors, they won't be like willing to give me money, right? Because it's like not scalable, it's not startup, it's a small business, and on your slide, it's small
Yes.
business equal to startup. So does it mean like it should be technical? Some tech should be involved, and it should be scalable. Maybe three questions we can ask to like to make sure that this is the real startup, and I can ask for money.
Okay. Here's the deal. I hope the most of your question will be answered by the end of this presentation. If you'll have more, we can discuss by the end exactly this question, because it's a good question, but we will cover most of this during the lecture.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
We can go further. Yes. So a startup is more than just a product. It's a whole business where the product is only one part. The picture I saw on mini demo day was the most of you are concentrated on what is a product. It's good at the first steps, but it's not enough to make you sure that you will go to the market, because there is a valley of death for startups which means 95% of startups die before making first sales or reaching the MVP stage or some areas around. So it's basically the exact almost the same. The thing is, the product is not enough at all, and you need to concentrate on many things, like market and problem, customer and value, marketing and sales. How do you execute it? How do you perform it? With whom? Where? Exactly how? Your inside operations. Additionally, it could be logistics and processes if it's more than just a digital product. Team and hiring. It's really valuable for your product to have a good constructed team. Finance and metrics. You will meet it very soon. You don't have finance and metrics yet. So that's why you can spend all of your time on a product. It's really entertaining. It's really interesting to build a product, but I swear you guys, you will face you will forget about the products. You will face a real market, the finance, the legal, the operations, how to build a team, what's blocking your sales, your marketing, and etc. But also there will be a product that needs your attention also. It's a very good time for you when you're making first steps. After MVP, it becomes a really challenging to you will need to prove you are really a startup founder, not just a coder who built some project. The idea is startup is not one product, but the whole business. Product, what the customer gets. It's your final result of your work. It's a product. IT is a tool, technical. Most of you are technicians. You perfectly know what you are doing in this field, in this area of a business, but it's one of the components. Without team, a good team who will not make you regret operations, marketing, finance, legal, and good strategy, a startup does not work. Even if it has a very good product. So also, Munira, you were asking about the what if the startup has a product that copies a model or I don't know some core functions. It is okay if you have a great team, a great operations and partnerships that other products do not have. It will make you better on it will make you feel better on your market, more stable and more attractive for your client and for your investors. It is very important. So a startup is a system that creates, delivers, and scales value. You're not building a product. You're building around the product. So that is called startup. The service you made, not the some agentic bots or apps you created. It's product. A startup is more than a product. Okay. Let's talk about founder mindset. About all of us, you and me, how should we think, or what questions do we need to ask ourselves and our team to be a real founder? The founder's job is not to be right. The founder's job is to find out what is right faster than everyone else. So what does it mean, guys? It is everything is about researches. The entrepreneur always searches for change responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Peter Drucker. This is who is an entrepreneur. It means you guys. An entrepreneur is always is someone who pursues opportunity beyond the resources they currently control. About the startup's core logic, why we need to choose any investments, venture investors, or is it conventional investors or business angels, because the great part about being entrepreneur is to chase something that you have beyond of your resources, current or in the future. Always when you are trying to make a claim about what you are gonna achieve, it needs to be something beyond reality of your economy, of your business. That's why you need to strategically have investors who help you to boost your product in exchange of the stocks of your product, of your business, of your startup. It's more of a strategy to how to deal with internal resources, to use your stocks of your startup that way, so you can achieve a way more than just working with what you have today. Okay. First of what behavior do you need to have? Hypothesis driven. I think X instead of I know X. Never say I know my client, I know this and that. Make your claims more reliant on researches you made, or more reliant on, it could be relied on your experience, but never say I know X. It's a red flag for anyone. Also be not I think X, but also I found out that something, that there is a problem, there is a solution, there is a this, and that. So it makes you more realistic in the eyes of investor. Second, evidence-driven. Decisions are made not because the founder loves the idea. Okay, we all, every one of us felt in this trap. Everyone here did something because they thought this is a good idea. But always you need to check for data if it supports this idea or not. Third is speed of learning. Lean startup is built around the cycle of build, measure, learn. Build, measure, learn. So this is the way to better deal with your internal problems of your product. Resourcefulness. An early stage founder almost always operates with limited resources. It's the constant. And it is always firstly about money, about human resources, to find a competent engineer or marketologist or researchers for your product. In the first steps of your product, it is always you, the founders, who are doing everything But in next steps, in next stages, you will have to make a team who will deal with any of problems. Ownership. A founder does not say the marketer failed to generate sales. The founder asks, why didn't the company generate sales and what should we change? Okay. It is also resembles with this the founders who loves the idea and just they go and making a product just because they know they thought this is a good one, but then when the market fails their sales, they say the market was fault, but the real reason is they didn't check for data, and they didn't ask what they need to do next, and do some research why they failed. Also, even when you have a good sales, you need to do more research in the areas where you potentially can get even more, and the reasons why you didn't fail the sales. You need to know your success. You need to know your fails. Every step you need to do your researches as a founder. Okay.
Can we have questions? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. So the second point, evidence driven. I think again, maybe I'm wrong, but this is my perception, is that people do something that they love most of the time, or at least I feel that way. And at some point, like I said, especially at the beginning, we have no evidence if it's true for everyone or for many people. So I think what I saw was that some people who try to find evidence, they can always find evidence why they should not build the product that they are passionate about, because they are doing research and etc. etc. But I guess I'm more of a type of a person who feels that they can start building something, and that and along the way they can change a lot of things, obviously, but too early, getting a no as an answer, I just feel like it's very easy to kill your product without even starting to build it, just because maybe someone said something. And then at the same time, I feel like there are the best founders, those who created the market. It's not like there was a demand; they made people want the product that they are building. So yeah, I don't know if my question makes sense. But I don't know. It's not maybe even a question, it's more of a comment. And I just want to know, what do you think? Is it like you, for example, always do something like based on research, or you also think like you will do something because you love, or because you have the understanding about the issue that you are working on, and then along the way you figure out things?
Good question. Thank you, Munira. I think it's better to describe this problem as a psychological aspect of founder mindset. That's why we call it behavior. The slide itself is about 5 behaviors. One of them is to always check for data. Yes, you have the issue where the person um, can chase some dream, and he will find the exact data which supports his dream, whether it is realistic or not. But to have behavior to always look for data, It is very, very important for you as a founder. Also, if the data didn't match because of your some delusions about market, about reality, it doesn't mean it's over for your product. You can always research the market, and it doesn't mean, as you said, Munir, that you stop making product because someone said it's bad. You never listen to someone who said something. You go do some good research, and according to the results you have, you are making your own conclusions, your own decisions. So I mean, I'm also agree that you don't need to listen for someone, especially in the first steps, when you have just idea on the idea stage. There is a very low chance that someone will understand your idea. I mean, there could be 0 person on the earth who will understand your idea. They will be saying it's a good or it's a bad, but they will have their own perception of what you are saying, of a product you are talking about, because you don't have anything to show them. There's execution, what you meant to build, to sell, and they will have some illustration of their own understanding of your product. So that's why you never listen to them, but you always listen to the data, to the numbers, figures, and you always go and research for cases. Always research for some cases. Maybe it's about your clients, about your structure or strategy that will be helpful in any way to your product further. Okay, I hope it answered your questions.
Thank you.
Yes, also Diorbek said they pivot. It's a really good point, because the pivoting is also very good instrument in the hands of a founder, and we will get to this a bit later. Okay, then let's go through dangerous ones. I know what the customer needs. Confirmation bias. You need to avoid these types of statements because it can make you become delusional about your market, your product, your clients. There are no competitors means also one of the red flags, means your poor understanding of what you are dealing with, what market, what competitors you have, not just the exact copy of what you're doing in digital, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just a notebook with some drawings, and they also stealing your clients, your money. So you need to be focused on your market when you are researching it. Also, it could mean there's really no competitors, and it means you want to make a product that no one needs in some cases. So be careful. Everyone is our customer. No clear ideal customer profile. Everyone is our customer is a very bad, especially in the on the first stages, idea, MVP, first sales, before everything before scaling. Why? Because you need to have some focus. You cannot do everything for everyone. It's a very bad. It's a red flag for investor. It means you simply do not understand whose pain you are killing. For example, as investor, I cannot give you money if you say everyone is our customer. Once we raise money, everything will work. Never say this. Capital amplifies both good and bad businesses. Every business needs money. Never mention that you need money. Everyone knows you need money. Every investor knows, every partner or every client knows you need money. Never mention it. It's a very bad behavior. As a startup, you will always have barriers on the market. It would be legal barriers. It could be some lack of partnerships, lack of networking, or maybe lack of marketing. Or there is a lot of competitors uh, who 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 is just killing your sales. And you need to be a little bit more creative. You need to find ways without money. Yeah, everyone with money can solve a lot of problems, but you have founder mindset. You have strategies to overwhelm this without money. So I I think this is in the most cases makes you a startup founder, just because you're dealing without money. Okay, let's talk. There is a case of the startup who has been live for 6 months. 3,000 registered users, 120 weekly active users, 8 paying customers, and founder says, people love the product. We just need more marketing to increase the sales. What assumptions is the founder making without confirmation? What would you test before spending more on marketing? Because you have a limited budget and the founder says, we spend this budget on marketing. This way we will increase paying customers. Would you stop him, and why? You can give answers.
I'm curious if in a similar like company, they have the same rates of conversion, like registered compared to weekly active users, but paying customers, how much? Is it like a few dollars or is it like several $1,000s? I'm just like speaking out, but yeah, probably something more.
Mm-hmm. You think it's totally okay and we can spend our budget on marketing?
No, I
It
don't
could
think
be
so.
a right answer.
No, I'm
Uh-huh.
just curious. I would love to know if a similar company in this field, let's say, is having the same stats. Like that's something that I would be curious to know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me make a little bit clear. Here we have a methodological problem where we have so bottleneck conversion of people of users from weekly active stage to paying stage. We lack of it means we lack of guidance and positioning of the problem solved. That's why we have 120 weekly active users And there we have a bottleneck where only 8 paying customers went through. It means we have a problem on onboarding, on payment, on whether it's a freemium or premium or subscription model. And we need to rework our statement about how we solve the problem. We need to show, we need to attract in others. So this means we can make it without spending any budget on the marketing.
Is it true
It
for
means
all
it's
companies?
better to spend. It's if there is same numbers, it could be true for such digital products.
Yeah, because like I think like
Here in the case, don't need more information. Yes.
sorry, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, my point was that I thought it depends
Yes.
on the type of the company, on the services that they provide. Maybe for high paying customers, that could be a normal thing. Like out of 120, we only get 8 because they are paying a lot. But if it's like a few dollars, then it's probably different. But yeah, I don't know how should I decide that this is bad for all type of business or all type of startups, not knowing the context of similar companies, how similar
Yes.
companies perform.
But you have information. You have 3,000 registered users. It's mean there always be limit on your market where you can scale or not. And if you reach your limit of registered users, there will be very low percent of paying customers related to this number of registered users. It is a very bad in your unit economics. It need to be reworked because unit economics is very crucial for any investor and any forecast of your product, of your business's future. If you need to sustain it in a way you are growing, you need to be always growing. You don't have some pauses where you just waiting for storm to calm. Need to be growing always, no matter what, as a startup. It's very, very important for you. You can have some dropouts, some bad days. It's okay, but in big picture, you need to be growing always in sense of your clients, in sense of your product, inner product, your features, maybe your quality, and in sense of your total capitalization of product.
What numbers could be good? Like, for example, for 3,000 registered users for one startup over 6 months, what would be a good number that would make an investor feel positive about the metrics?
Okay. Here we have some numbers. We have 6 months. We have 3,000 registered users. It tells us a good thing. We spend a lot of marketing already because in 6 months, 3,000 registered users is a very, it's not very solid, but it's a good mark. We have first bottleneck, but not as serious as the next one. From 3,000 to 120 weekly active users. It could be better, but then we have a very big bottleneck because there is 8 paying customers, not in a week, It's not weekly paying customers, but total in 6 months. They paid only 8 times. It need to be more. For example, here in the case, we have 120 weekly active users. So in the week, you can converse these 100 of your active users to at least 20 or 30% of paying customers. It means every week. So you need to calculate what numbers should be in a perfect scenario. But yes, of course, it could depend on the type of your product, type of your model, and etc. It could depend. But at this moment, 8 paying customers is very bad in any imaginable scenario. It is okay if you have a strong evidences why you have only 8 paying customers, but startups don't know such cases. In Uzbekistan, also in worldwide, I don't know such model of subscription or business monetization models where it is okay to have 8 paying customers. Okay, next. Idea need to be proved that the idea is have a chance to become a product. Where we start our problem discovery. Is there any products that already solve this problem, this idea? Is it old or it's new? Do you have competitors? Do you have market who will pay for this? How much they are ready to pay for this? You're starting to dig for your market. Problem solution fit. There is the point where you start to build your product, your solution, whether it is just a processes or it's a product. Is it a service or it's a Telegram bot or mobile app? You start here the process of solving this problem. Then MVP. MVP is a minimum viable product. You all know this. Some of you are at this point right now, where you have a MVP, the core function to make your final customer happy, to solve his problem, to pain kill his problems. It is an MVP. It's not necessarily very beautiful and glowing, flowing website or mobile app where you have a lot of things. You can have only one function, but it kills the problem. Like you've heard about this mobile app that been popular in China recently. It's for elders who needs uh, taking care of, and they living alone, and they need to click the button to make sure they are alive. And if they don't click it for some time, for several days, the relatives of these people, of these elders, they will know that something is not right, and they will come to see, to take care, and etc. So here is just one button, but it went very, very viral, and all Chinese people started to downloading who needed it for their elders. Just one button, nothing fancy and complicated. Next is a product market fit. It's the point where you already trying to make your first sales. You are trying to make someone pay you, whether it's your relative or coworker or someone from the streets. You find someone and just want to make sure that he will pay and he will allow it, and it will solve his problem. This is the point where you constantly taking feedbacks from everyone. You need to take feedbacks in any way. Just you see smile on his face, consider it as a feedback. You see frown face, consider it also as a feedback to your product. Go and ask. Don't leave him. Just he paid and you just leave him. You lost your feedback. Very crucial at this point. Next is the growth. It's a point where you somehow, in some way, you proven that your idea become a real product and market needs it, and now you are ready to scale it, to take money of investor. You are ready to take your own money and to invest it in scaling. It is a point where you go from growth to scale. Growth is a point where you're growing in the point of the market. You are reaching out to new customers. Scale is a point where you growing from local company to regional or to international. Depends on what is your strategy and the product. And then you become a mature company. Also, you can become mature company without scaling. There is a cases where some startups, they just staying on the market they started with and they didn't go outside. But it needs to be a very solid market where you have a lot of money. For example, China. You know how much unicorns China have, and you never heard of, and not in Europe or in USA. Why? Because they don't need to go outside. It's totally okay for them to stay inside the China because they have a lot of money there, or in India or US market. So it depends. Okay. Startup is a journey. A startup journey is a progression of clarity and traction, turning uncertainty into impact while building the capability to scale. Okay, it's a good statement to start. Okay, stage one, discovery. Is there a problem worth solving? The founder is looking for customer problem, frequency, severity, alternative, willingness to change. At this stage, the founder's job is to understand the customer's reality. That's why you need researchers. I will keep saying research because it is very crucial for everyone here. Evidence to move forward from this stage is repeated problem pattern among a clearly defined customer segment. When you find the problem pattern that is repeating from customer to customer, from business to business, from client to client, you can keep going. You can consider you discovered something, but you never stop it finally. Okay. Quick test. Okay, let's go through it. Stage two, validation. Key questions. Does anybody actually want this solution? Ask yourself, your product. Even if it's obvious for you, try to ask this question. This is where we start seeing prototype, MVP pilots, early users, first revenue, usage data at this validation state. Evidence to move forward is customers demonstrate behavior, not just interest. Like in the case of the startup who had 3,000 of downloading from the market, from some, let's say, App Store. It's just interest. These numbers doesn't show product market fit or willingness to pay. So it need to be behavioral usage pilot, payment, commitment from the customers, your partners, from the market itself. That's when you validated your point. Okay. Quick test. How many conversations have you had with your target customers in the last 30 days? Which of your key assumptions have those conversations validated or invalidated? We can go further. You need to ask yourself this question. I mean, it's really important for you. Also, Anatoly, you asked what questions do you need to ask yourself as a founder. One of them is this exact one question. Also important on the early stages as yours, guys. Okay. Or you can answer in the chat. Wait. During the lecture. Okay. Next. Case study. A B2B startup has signed 10 free pilots with large companies. 8 companies actively use the product on the pilot basis. When the startup introduces a $1,000 month price, only one agrees to continue. Was the solution validated or not? Quick answer, guys.
Could it be that the price was too high, and could it be the case that if they made it a bit cheaper, then people would pay?
It could be several things, but the problem here is the problem with willingness to pay, because 8 companies actively used the product during the pilot stage. They used it. So there is a willingness to use the product, but there is no willingness to pay. So this is the point where you need to go and ask every of these those 8 companies, or one paying company and 7 companies who didn't pay after you announced the subscription price. You need to go and do research. Why? You need to go and research what exact functions have been using these companies, who used a lot. You need to compare it to the company who agreed to continue to pay. You need to go to this one company, research his behavior, and according to this behavior, you need to go and compare other companies, and maybe go also outside. You need to combine it with the researchers outside these 10 companies who've been piloting this product. Okay, so the solution was not validated because the one case of agreeing after using pilot, it can be anything. So you need to go and do some research and rework your offer. Okay, next. Stage 3, product market fit. Key question is the market pulling the product from us? Just imagine the market as a living being who works with you, who wants to work or does not want to work with you. Product market fit, or PMF, is not a milestone you declare. Like they bought it from us, they bought our service or our product. It is a hypothesis supported by increasingly strong market evidence. So you always check for your numbers whether it is going up or down, and why it is going up or going down. It is always important for you to stop at some point and make a reality check at every point on your journey. Evidence to move forward from the stage is retention, repeat usage, organic demand, willingness to pay, indicate that the product is becoming pulled by the market. They, your customers, your clients, they are agree that your product, that your solution is fits with the problem stated. Okay, and they are ready to pay. Everything needs to be indicating you about this. Okay, go. Stage 4 is a growth and scale. I think it's a bit early for anyone here, but you always need to consider what your next steps will be, even if you are at the idea, MVP, or first sales stage. It is very important for you to know what you will be doing in the future. Because it will affect on your strategies, on your pitches, on how you speak to the investors, and how you to make them interested in your product, in investments. So it's very, very important. Before this, the founder was asking, does it work? Now, your main question is, can it work at scale? And it's not just a question, it means you go and do some research again. The key question become acquisition, sales, hiring, processes, capital, unit economics, organization, and governance. It means you are no longer just a coder who sits and makes a product, its features and etc., and then goes to someone and asks him if whether he would he spend some money on this product. Now you are a businessman. You are startupper businessman. You will spend about 15-20% on a product and more on those things: acquisition, sales, hiring processes, capital, unit economics, talking to investors, going to maybe some forums and events that are needed to push your product. Maybe it will be some accelerators, big techs. What got you from 0 to 1 may not get you from 1 to 100, and it will surely not, because making first steps is a very different journey than making some next serious business steps after you went out on the market. It means that it even means that you as a founder need to grow up. If you do not, you can lose your startup. Or there is a cases where founder didn't grow up and the board decided to replace him with another CEO who can deal with more pressure, more scale, more complicated economics, and it is very important thing also for investor, because he will make sure that the startup is led by a grown up entrepreneur, businessman. So if you're not catching up, it would mean a very bad scenario for your startup or for you also. Evidence to move forward is acquisition and delivery are sufficiently repeatable and economics do not deteriorate catastrophically with growth. So after you confirmed it, you can go to the next stage. But in reality, it will take the most of your business's lifetime. It means it could take a lot of years or maybe decades to perform a good growth and scale. Okay, next. Yes, here it is. The founder must change too from stage to stage. So here you are, early founder, you do everything. I know because I am a founder too. I know what exactly you are going through. Validation. At this stage, you learn everything. You need to, because if you are not, you will not get to the next stages. Early growth, you build a team. You need here, your focus needs to be here, and you need to be grown enough as an entrepreneur to delegate your tasks, your problems, inner and outside problems of a company to the other people. That's how you start to managing with your team. And scale, you build an organization. You build the organization that is known, that is stable, that is really knows what it is doing. It's a very late stage. At the beginning, the founder personally talks to customers, sells, hires first people, builds the product, raises money. Later, you will forget about those points. You will be shifted toward hiring, capital allocation, strategy, management, culture, and governance. This will take about 80% of your time. The company can outgrow the founder's managerial capabilities. The founder who was perfect for early stages may need to become a very different leader at scale. There is a good scenarios where founder became just a CTO because he has a very good technical skills, but the idea, he owns the idea, he's the founder, but he cannot be a CEO. So he goes outside and finds out for a good CEO. He can hire, you can like if you are technical guys, you can go and hire some guy to become a CEO, or you can just share with your idea with your business, and he will like take let's say 15, 20 or 30% of your company and became a CEO, and you guys become a co-founders. So there is a good examples of what you can do if you are not sure that you can manage later stages as a founder, as a face of your company. The founder's evolution is a part of the startup's evolution. Whether you evolve with your startup or you lose it at some point. Okay. Here's a pivot Diorbek was talking about. Let's look at this. A pivot is a structured course correction designed to test a new fundamental hypothesis about the product strategy and engine of growth, as Eric Rice said in The Lean Startup. By the way, a very good book. I recommend you all to go through this book. Let's look closer at what Eric Rice means by a pivot. Pivot can be 6 types. The first one is a customer segment pivot. when you're making a customer segment pivot, you change the type of people who you sell, who we sell to. It could be a customer segments, or it could be the type of the customer, like from B2C to B2B. Yes, you were selling, for example, you were selling courses online to a customer, but then you find out your sales will not go very high at this point, and you go to the corporate selling, and you go to sell your courses to big companies like IT Park or ACFA, or some banks like Aloka, SQB, and etc. So you made the customer segment pivot. Next type is the customer need pivot. What problem we solve? What need we cover? The example is customer like the product, but use it to solve a different problem. They take your product, they pay for it, but they go and solve a different problem. It means you need to figure out how to reshape your problem statement, because you are so definitely trying to solve a different problem. Zoom in pivot, it is about what the product is. One feature becomes the entire product. For example, there is a good example in Uzbek market. You've heard about TAS right, guys? TAS is AI.
Yes.
Yes, you know him, sure. Very good case of AI startup here in Uzbekistan. They had a soft for smart cameras to sell it to retails. Also, they had an inner product that it was working as a smart fridges that sells products, some snacks and drinks on the, like, in the offices. It was one of the features of their company, but they go out. There was a leader of this feature as product manager, and he took this product and go as a solo entrepreneur, and he's making his own company, his own journey as a startup. He also renamed it. I can't remember what it's called at this moment, but he definitely, I see sometimes his fridges in some offices and universities and schools. So it definitely worked out. Yes. Next one is opposite. It's zoom out pivot. You change product scope. One product becomes part of a broader platform. It's more about, a good example could be any M&A M&A cases where some giant merges a smaller product to his company to make his services, his platform more valuable. For example, Yandex buying some startups, or he bought a startup about reading the books, and now it's Yandex Books. But before it was a different startup. It was not about the Yandex at all. Business model pivot. How exactly we make money? You change from one-time purchase to subscription. It's simple. And the last one is a channel pivot. How we sell it, or through whom we sell it. Example is direct sales. You change it to sales through partners. For example, your sales come only from your partners, partnership deals, and etc. You make a revenue share or some other models working in collaboration with others. Yes. Good questions is when to pivot a startup. If your startup is progressing too slowly, despite the amount of work you're putting into it, and unit economics don't work. Anatoly, also for your question, this is a very good answer for your questions, all 4 points. You need to be asking if something, you have some suspicions of what you are doing wrong, or is it a good decision you are making? Second one is the customer feedback tells a different story than your numbers. Your economy goes down, but customer feedbacks always is good, or tells you something you are not expecting from your customer, from your segment of market. Other businesses in the industry are consistently outpacing your startup in terms of growth and success. So you always need to be aware of what are your alternative products, your contestants. They are what stages do they have, and what they offer to the clients on the same industry, on the same segment of business as yours. You are seeking a change in direction to pursue a new passion or opportunity. Yes, it can be just a humanly driven, like you just don't want to continue at this with your product, with this type of business model, and you can go look through what you can do also with what you have at the moment, or to make some changes in your company. It is also valid, but of course you need to be you need to make it clear with your team. You need to make it clear with your stakeholders. If you have some investors or some stakeholders who invested with, not with money, but some expertise, networking, etc., they need to be aware what you are doing. Okay. How to pivot. Before pivoting, startups should rely on evidence rather than intuition. It's about your intuition and what reality says. Don't pivot on a hunch, pivot based on evidence. Already make research before pivoting. Second is listen to your customers. Communicating effectively and collaborating with your key stakeholders, partners, and clients is an essential piece of executing a good pivot. Test small, then scale. Don't rush to throw all your money, resources, and all your people to make a pivot. Don't rush. Just start small. Go do some research. Go try to make some cost devs, some sellings with your MVP, and then turn your company towards this new MVP. Then scale. Then spend all your budgets on need of this new product. Make sure your pivot presents opportunities for growth. Fourth is manage resources wisely. Consider the costs, time, and risk involved in pivoting. Okay. Great companies pivot too. It's totally okay. The pivoting, you don't need to be scared of pivoting. Pivoting could be very good for you at most of the stages, not in the latest ones, but the more early your stage is, the more okay is for you to make pivot, and it will cost you almost nothing. For example, at the stage of idea or at the stage of MVP. You don't have a team, you don't have a spendings on your budget, and your economy of your company is almost zero, and you don't have to worry about it. Here is a Shopify case. They pivoted from, they started a e-commerce system where they were selling snowboards. But the other companies who saw it, who wanted to go to e-commerce like the way they saw on the Snow Devils, they started to asking for Tobias and his co-founders to make the same product for them too, and then they made a very very successful pivot. We know today it was very successful, and they made a e-commerce builder software platform to make your own website to sell. Okay. What type of mentioned before pivot it was? Can you type? Yes. What type of the pivot it was?
It's about the product.
About the product. You mean
Product
zoom
scope,
in
maybe. I don't know. Product scope.
product scope. What changed its product scope? Okay.
Or what the
Mhm.
product is. So, I mean, I don't know how, like, it's more work to make one product that works for everyone.
Yeah, but it's two different sides of one coin. You know, it's like really opposite to each other. You need to decide what type of a pivot it was between those two.
Zoom out, maybe.
Zoom out. Okay, let's go to the answer. It was zoom in pivot. Why? Because at the start their product was a website, but then they built a platform that builds a website. So their website become a smaller part of. They pivoted to the product that become more than just a website. It became the platform that makes websites. Okay.
No, wait. Zoom in means you get a small feature out of a product that you have done, right? Zoom out means you build more than was initially built.
Yes.
So they built more at the end of the day.
Sorry?
They built more at the end of the day to make Shopify.
No, they made the feature of creating one website, e-commerce website, the whole product. The whole product was about the creating e-commerce websites, the platform.
Yeah, but it's more, I mean, like in terms of the effort, it is
In
more.
terms of effort, but not in terms of concept of the product.
So you want to say they took one feature out of the website and it become a whole product.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to say it's not.
I
It's
felt like
zoom.
yeah, because zoom in means like a smaller feature. It's a smaller feature out of whatever you have. That's zoom in. Zoom out, it's when you do more actually. Like creating a platform that creates websites is more difficult than just creating a website.
It's not about the effort or time you spent on something.
Okay. Okay.
Zoom in means you take a feature and you make something more from it. Like in terms of business, you make something more. And zoom out, it's when some whole product becomes part of a smaller something. Okay. Okay, there is a very interesting topic. I think some lectures have a lot of to say, but we will mention it briefly because I also took a lot of your time already. Mentors, advisors, and board. Let's go through what does it mean, because all of this is a different. You will definitely start to inviting to your company some of them. You will meet advisors, board, mentor at some point. Maybe some of you already had, but they are different. And you need to know what you do with all of them. So, mentor, who is a mentor? Advisor and board. Do you know, guys, already? So between these three, mentor is the only one who you not let in your stocks. You don't share your stocks of your company with mentor, never, in any case. Don't listen to mentors who ask for 1, 2, 3% of your company. So the advisor is exactly it. He's looks like a mentor, but he will do some other role. We will go through. So in terms of relationship, mentor is informal partner of your product. He will go through some of your problems. He will give you some guidance because it is his role. But he don't own your stocks. He has no any decisional power. He can just be as a good helper who can go through your problems and suggest you some solutions. Commitment is occasional in the case of mentor, and compensation usually none from the side of the startup, because mentor comes to your company as part of a program you are going through as a founder. For example, me as the mentor, you don't owe me nothing because I'm working with organizers. But you as a founders, you can have my attention. You can ask me some questions. I will work with you as far as I can. And here we are. I'm mentor. Advisor is a more formal role in the startup. You will have to deal with advisors at the point where you have some blockers you can't go through on the market or with product. It could be technical specialist, it could be marketing specialist, or it could be just other startupper entrepreneur who has a lot of expertise and network, and he will help you to react on challenges of the market. Usually you don't give decision power to the advisor, but advisor always will have a stake in your company. He will work on several percents of your company. So guys, how much percents of our company we are ready to give to advisor? 10 or 15?
Well, it depends on the how much they can bring to the table, right? And then
Yeah, I mean,
how
but I
long
mean,
they will
like,
be staying.
normally, how much? 10 or 15 or 20? So it depends on cases, but how much you are ready to give to the advisor? He will help you with his expertise, with his networking. He will open you some new ways of selling and etc.
And can you tell us what is the standard and how much usually advisors get? Because I
Yes.
feel like it's less than 10 and maybe even less than 5.
Yes, good point, because it is around 3% at maximum. You don't give much. There is a cases where you very at the very beginning of your startup journey and you give advisor 5%, but not more than 5%. It could be good if you can give more. It could be in some exceptional cases for you and for your advisor. He will work harder and he will attract more partners and etc. But later, when a real investor will come, he will see it as a red flag. So if you give a lot, uh, if you already gave a lot to the advisor, you need to buy out those back. You need to leave maximum 5, but normally 3%. 1, 2, 3%, depending on how much effort, how much um, real solution he gave for you for your situation as a startup. Also, you will have several different advisors depending on the stage of your product. Like there is advisor who will be very helpful at the first stages. There is an advisor who will be more useful and manageable at late stages, at the scaling and mature business stage. And also you mm, mm, need to combine those very well, because your shares are limited, and don't throw away. Just be careful. The board is a very interesting story. We can talk a lot about the board and how it works. Uh, but relationship is formal governance. Mostly it consists of your from you, your co-founders, and your investors. Also, advisor can be included in the board, but not in all the cases. It's normally it's not. Advisor stays a little bit in the shades. Role is oversight and strategic governance. They will act as a filter of any ideas and situational solutions you are coming with as a CEO and founder, and they will as a board they will go through and giving some advices also. So it's one of the roles of the investor to be a good board. You as a founder, or as solo founder, or as a co-founders, your job is not to give too much to the board, too much of shares. If you lose your shares, if you lose your ability to make decisions by your own, that would mean the board will take control of your company, and later investors will definitely not come into your company, because it will mean that there is a very big instability and the founder is not the main resource of the startup, of the decisions, and but it depends also. There is some cases where it is good when board takes control of a company, but not in your cases, definitely. Okay, so keep your shares above 51%. Don't share trade everything you have, or your startup will be lost for you. It would mean losing your startup in most of the cases, and even this would mean you can be replaced with another CEO if you lose more than 51% of your shares.
Y-
So
You're
be careful.
you're talking about when there is one founder, right? What about if there are
Yes, yes.
several
I mean,
people? Yeah.
yes, yes. It means if you with your co-founders, if you have like three co-founders, you are three who founded the company. In total, you need to have more than 51%.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Okay.
have less, you lose control to the board, and they uh, decide what to do next.
And we'll have another session for how to split the shares between co-founders, right?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Thank you.
So here's an easy cheat sheet. Mentor helps you think. Advisor helps the company solve a specific problem at specific stages. And board helps govern the company and provides a layer of oversight.
How much do they
That's
usually get, the board?
this is a very unpredictable moment. It depends on your strategy. It depends on how you deal on the market. It depends on your strategic partnerships, where some partner can become one of the shareholders of your company, and etc. So it's very big topic on how to manage your shares. It's a lot of about strategics and your vision of your product in the future, in the far future, like beyond uh, the becoming unicorn or IPO, right? It is very far away from us, but at this moment, don't give away, no matter what. This is my recommendation, personal, as a mentor. But if you have some thoughts on this, maybe you have some other ideas, you can write me. We can just go through some cases of yours and maybe figure out what we can do in exactly your positions. Okay. Okay, from those who we mentioned, mentor, advisor, and board, who do you need? You are a first-time founder and you're unsure how to prioritize between sales, product, and fundraising. You're entering Saudi Arabia and need someone with deep relationship in the local banking sector because you are fintech. A famous entrepreneur with 500K LinkedIn followers offers to become your advisor but cannot explain what specific problem they will help you solve. Would you give this person 0%, 0.5% equity?
I guess we need to ask them a specific question if they don't know how they can help us. If
Yes,
they,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they might not know our problems as we face. Maybe we can ask them
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Okay, okay. It's a good. So in reality, you will need both the board and advisor in this case. So you need in a board an advisor.
So your answer is you would pay to them 0.5% equity, right? With a person who has this much of followers on LinkedIn.
Sorry, I had turbulence in internet.
Yeah. You were saying the question was like, would we give 0.5% of equity to that specific person? And your answer is yes.
No. I meant the role. You will need the role of board and a good advisor. Because advisor to come to Saudi Arabia. But the case with exact founder, entrepreneur with LinkedIn followers, it will be decided from you yourself, from the perspective of your project. Is it okay for you to go and try to work with them?
What about is vesting period works on advisors and mentors? Like
Sure, it
there
is.
is a concept of vesting period.
Totally. Yes.
I see.
Yeah, there is a lot of tools to keep your you as a founder in safe. You will need to. I hope we will cover it in legal in documentation part.
Yep.
We will briefly. Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
We will cover this. Inshallah, we will cover the documentation part and how we deal with the shareholders of the company, what priorities we have, what they can do and they cannot do. Or, for example, can they demand from you something or cannot? So, and etc. And do we have, as founders, do we have some protection tools to make sure we are not losing on risky on risky agreements with others? Conclusion. The founder operating system consists of some layers. A founder must understand what to build now, what is already proven, and what the company will need at the next stage. So here you can see, scheme of you as a founder. At this stage, you are rounded by your product, by your business. It's a product, customer, problem, economics, and go-to-market strategy. It's the first steps of you. The next layer is organization. You will be dealing with the team, with operations, legal, and capital. And the external system is a system who works for you. It's investors, it's partners, advisors, and the board. And mentors in some and in some cases in events you are going through. And our final conclusion is discovery, validation, product market fit, growth, and scale. The core idea is founder must simultaneously understand what the company is building, what has already been proven by numbers, by statistics, by researches, and what capabilities the company will need at the next stage. Also, all of this need to be proven by the numbers. All forecasts are building on not what you feel is right, but on the outcomes of your previous decisions, on your researches on the market and your cost devs, and etc. Yes. The last thing is 5 questions you need to remember to answer yourself as a founders. What problem are you solving? What do you know versus what do you only assume? What stage is your startup actually at? What is currently the biggest constraint on your startup? And what must be true for your company to reach the next stage? As a homework, I would like to give one task. It's kind of a simple task, but it will take some time to make research. Munira, if you are okay with that,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will give a
yeah.
task. Guys, I ask you to prepare one document. It's your research about ICP, your ideal customer profile. Who is it? How he looks like? What is his behaviors? How much who he earns? What is his average earnings? How much he's ready to pay monthly for your product, and etc. So you need to make as much as possible clear demonstration of your ideal customer, the ideal customer that meets your product and he loves your product and he's ready to pay you by the end of the times. So you need to prepare this document. There's no limits on how much words, or maybe it's a presentation, some 1-2 slides of your ideal customer, but it need to be based on research you made. Okay,
Good.
this is a homework.
And then they can use it as part of the pitch, right? Pitch deck.
Sure. It will be useful on a lot of cases in the pitch and on the product development side. Yes.
If it would be great if you could share an example of a survey that someone else maybe used to find their customer profile, sort of the details of the customer profile, just as an example that others can look at and then get inspiration from.
Okay, sure. I will later
Sure thing.
share with you. Okay.
Should we put a deadline so that everyone is, everyone prepares? And how many people should they ask around so that you can say this is a good research?
It depends on how much people needed to be asked to make some clear statement. To maybe they won't need to ask any people. Maybe there is some researches worldwide made by big companies that is enough, or maybe some combinations of research and going out to the people. I think it will depend on how clear they want to make their profile, ideal customer profile. And deadline, I think by the end of this week, it is totally manageable. Like
Okay.
to do this ideal customer profile like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure thing.
By the end of the week. Yes.
And then I guess we will give it to you so that you can make some comments on whether it was a good research or not. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Also, we could make some decisions based on this ideal customer profile. Like, do you need as a founder to think about a pivot or not? So it's a very, very useful document.
Okay, cool. So we will write this in the channel so that everyone who was not part of this call can still do the homework. Thank you. Okay. I think it took a bit more than I was hoping we will manage, but yeah, thank you guys that you stayed until the end of the call.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys,
Okay.
I'm really sorry for taking so long.
No. It was very
Trying
useful.
to
Yeah.
cover as much as possible
Yeah.
to make it for you really
Yeah.
useful in the future.
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Also,
By
this
the way,
Mhm.
there is a movie called Кто убил Blackberry.
yes.
I do suggest watching that. It teaches a good founder mindset that should we have.
Yeah, you can definitely you can go through some movies. They are really interesting in terms of how businesses works, how stocks and shares works. It's really interesting. I mean, after you do some research, it could be more interesting for you to watch these movies and series.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I think I'll
Thank
stop
you.
here. Thanks.